Brought to you by the WZIP sports team.
This is Sports Power Talk Overtime.
Featuring in-depth interviews.
Someone brings a video up and was like, hey, look at this. And we all kind of watch it. And to be honest with you, we all just kind of like chuckled and just thought nothing of it.
Exclusive original content.
They do need Austin.
Every brand needs Austin. That's why SmackDown won. That's why SmackDown won. Is because they got Austin Theory. And of course, the hottest takes.
Kings Celtics.
Okay. If we see Kings Sixers, I'll sell my dog. Man, you heard it here first. Mitch Bates is going to sell his dog.
So get ready because it's time
for SPT Overtime.
Welcome back, everybody, to Quarter by Quarter QBQ. I'm your host, Mitch Kobe, joined here today by a familiar crew. Sean Wick.
Yo.
Juan Ariano.
Yo.
Matt Willis.
What's up?
And behind the glass, Ty Paul.
He
waved, but you can't see him.
He's not going to be talking much.
Is this the same setup you guys had last week? Or not last week,
Oh, it
the
is.
last episode?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Potentially.
Chance.
Juan, we're not hosts here.
You guys are part-timers.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. You're just like the
you don't
10-day contract.
Yeah. Except we just kept getting re-signed.
Yeah. Either
Naquan
way,
Tomlin.
All-Star Weekend happened.
No, that was Isaiah Thomas.
And it was, I guess, better to a lot of people. I didn't really think it was that different, but, you know, I mean, people enjoyed it.
Well,
all that matters.
The difference was they did two USA teams and then a world team, right?
Yeah, it was like
instead
a
of
mini round robin tournament.
Well, last year they just drafted 3 teams, I'm pretty sure. It was Chuck, Ernie, or whatever. It was
the worst All-Star game of all time.
I wasn't able to watch it. I was working.
Oh, you were lucky. Last year was really bad.
Well, I was talking about this year. I didn't watch it last year.
Last year was awful.
Last year, I remember watching it for a little.
I remember the complaint last year was that I think like in total there was like 40 minutes of basketball played in like 3 hours.
Yeah, no, they keep doing like comedy stuff, and then there's the Mr. Beast.
The Mr. Beast half court challenge.
Yeah, and there wasn't that.
You hate on that, but you know you wanted to be that kid shooting the half court shot.
Well, obviously, I want to win a.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you want to win a large sum
from
amount
Mr.
of money.
Beast.
But there is a reason they when they do that stuff at actual games, they keep it off the broadcast.
Yeah,
unless you have NBA League Pass.
True.
Oh boy,
no.
I did watch a majority of the All-Star game Sunday night this year, and it was actually really good because it was actually competitive. Defense was defensing, which was the biggest issue over the last 5 years, and it was actually it was fun to watch.
Yeah,
sure was. The biggest complaints that there was that Luka and Jokic didn't play after game 1. I think it was.
They did not. No, so they were coach's decision. Did not play for the last of their whole games.
So they sat out there.
They were there for vibes.
And I can't really think of any other complaints with the.
I thought the Europeans played better basketball and. They took the sport more seriously, and
especially
Luka.
And the world team didn't have Shea or Giannis playing. They didn't have Luka or Jokic playing a majority. They would have cleared the teams if they would have been playing.
I mean, probably not.
Listen, all I know is Victor Wembanyama was so mad when they lost.
Oh my, yeah, he was furious after each game.
The next goat, Wemby.
I think he was in tears.
He's trying to make the All-Star relevant.
Kawhi Leonard having a 31-point game.
It is a 31-point quarter.
He wants a Kevin Hart All-Star game MVP.
Mm-hmm. He had the celebrity game with Shams going whatever.
It was I think he went 0 for 5, and all of them were from 3. I watched.
Yeah, it was 0 for 5, 0 for 6 or something.
I watched his highlight clip, and every shot he was from behind the 4-point line. And he was almost crying, calling for the ball. He was like, "Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me!"
He just wanted one, but he couldn't.
No, it was
because
funny.
He's terrible. That's what he gets for milking the Giannis trade.
Giannis kept him out the majority of the game just to embarrass him, and I love it.
See, I'd like to eventually be in the Celebrity All-Star game.
That would be fun.
That'd be ideal.
I think in my head I'd do a lot better than I actually would because they just randomly get athletes all of a sudden. When they had Myles Garrett, I'd get bodied.
It's if I ever somehow get into the celebrity All-Star game, it's going up every time I touch the ball. I'm never passing. It's going every time, no matter where I am. But then it's one dribble up.
Then you have to go.
Yeah.
I'm getting my highlights in. Soon he leaves in the corner. Bah. Riz.
But you got to go up against Taco Fall putting up a 20-20 game.
You think Taco Fall can guard me?
Oh. Nah. I mean, obviously not.
Like Taco Fall's coming out to the half court line.
I think the funniest thing was I think Glorilla had more points than Shams did.
She did. Yeah. She's a baller.
Shams is not a baller on and off
Shams
the court.
Is a fraud.
Shams is a fraud.
That is Glorilla at the reporter position now. She might do better. Who knows?
Yeah.
She's better at basketball.
She might not just say every single time Giannis is getting traded.
Nah, Woj would have.
Woj
would have at least dished it out.
A triple-double. I didn't even watch the celebrity game. I watched the All-Star game, and it was fine. I mean,
I didn't watch anything. I just wasn't able to. I didn't know when it was. Like it
was last weekend.
That was a complaint.
It was not so much.
Like I knew it was
promoted.
the weekend. Yeah, it wasn't promoted very well.
No. I mean, it was Valentine's weekend.
Yeah.
But
well, that's where cared. I was. I was Valentine's dinner on Saturday, and then on Sunday I was at the girlfriend's family, at their house, having Sunday dinner.
Responsibilities.
Yeah, so
it's okay. Next year you get to figure out how to balance the Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
that is
Roger
be
Goodell,
hard for us.
You are a bum. For putting Valentine's or for putting the Super Bowl on Valentine's, probably the worst decision ever. Mind you, like Valentine's and the Super Bowl are already like two of the highest those
are
like events in February. Yeah.
Well,
I was gonna
go Black History Month.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna go much darker tone. The DA domestic.
Oh, is that?
Yeah,
February?
it's like those are like
know that.
No, like those two dates. Like the Super Bowl is like one of like the most, and then Valentine's is like I don't know up there. Yeah. And then putting them together, you're gonna ruin relationships.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for the Valentine's score bug. You're going to see hearts over whoever scores a touchdown.
It's going to be terrible. Anyways,
what happened to the slime time broadcasts?
They still do them.
Yeah.
The MVP.
I didn't see it for the Super Bowl.
Well,
MVP.
Because it wasn't through Nickelodeon.
You get them for your Saturday morning games, and you'll like it.
Anyway.
The Saturday night, the All-Star Saturday night was awful. Well, no, just the dunk contest. I didn't watch it. Sorry. From my understanding, the 3-point was actually like really good.
Yeah, Damian
Lillard winning after
who choked? Who was it?
Devin Booker.
Booker, yeah.
Well, you had the Knicks win the skills challenge, which I didn't even know what the teams were this year.
Couldn't tell you that there's a skills challenge. I thought they got rid of it.
They did really bad on letting anybody in on what time anything was. The fact that everything was very like early on.
I was about to say they started it early this year. I think it was I saw the notifications like All-Star starts now at 5:30. I'm like, what? I'm just going.
I was like, what? Yeah. I got back from
I didn't even left something yet.
Yeah, I was like getting ready to leave, and I was like, the game starts now. I was like at my girlfriend's like parents' house. Like we got done with dinner, and her dad's like turning on the Olympics, and it's like the 10-kilometer ski runs or something. I'm like, he's like flipping through the channels, like the All-Star game's on right now, and he just ignored me.
The biathlon.
I was like, oh man.
I think my complaint with the All-Star game is I like that they're trying stuff. I just don't like how I don't know. I don't like the 12-minute quarters thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you think it should be more fast-paced?
No, I mean I think it should be like I really just like a 4-quarter game, you know. I feel like it should be a lot simpler, but I like that it was competitive. I just wish you could kind of combine the competitiveness that you got from this format and throw it back to East-West. Because it should be as simple as that.
It should be as simple as East-West.
I was talking about that on Game Day, or not Game Day, on Sports Power Talk with Michael and David. That like when we were talking about the All-Stars, like I wish like I was like okay about like being curious about what happened, which I was happy with how it turned out. They'll probably run it back, but why All-Star Weekend is bad now is because they just overcomplicated everything. If they just need to dumb it back down, like I liked the idea of having like an East captain and a West captain and picking teams from the East-West All-Star.
Yeah, that was fine. You know, especially it gets you talking about the All-Star events before it happened. Like, you know, you tune into the draft live, and then you know they put out like the teams that LeBron and Giannis draft or whatever. LeBron and KD.
It felt like a big deal.
Yeah, but
now
you know, and then you can't do East versus West that way.
I mean,
Which I guess
even
is-
then, like I'd be fine with going East-West and like what.
You can't draft players then.
It's fine. I mean, what the MLB does is like they have like for the AL and NL, whoever wins the All-Star game gets home field advantage in the World Series, and I feel like the NBA should be like adopt that. Like whoever wins between Eastern Conference, Western Conference gets home court advantage to the
Because it
finals.
adds more like
it gives them something to play for.
because that's
I just always I struggle to find how that makes people play harder in the
Yeah, I
NBA.
know.
Because you're always going to have all-stars on each side that have no chance of competing.
Mm-hmm.
honestly like one question that I could have for you guys is what do you think the NBA has to do in order for it to become competitive?
I have no clue.
I really have no idea.
Probably.
I really,
Tournament NBA Cup Part 2?
I really think like
I think it's so
Cash
hard to
incentive?
find that
I
spot in
don't
between
know.
not being too much and not being
Mm-hmm.
like little. Like I've heard people suggest like money or like
Yeah.
placement in playoffs and whatnot. And
they
I'm
don't
like,
care about money. Like
No.
this,
it really just doesn't like.
I mean, they tried saying one of the incentives for the in-season tournament was a cash prize, which obviously is a joke.
which
It's only
helps for
$250K.
the
helps for,
two-way
like-
players, but
As you say, it helps two.
doesn't help
players,
Giannis.
and
Doesn't help
Jokic doesn't need
Yeah.
an extra $200K for his horses.
Five-
He
yeah,
might
500 grand or
actually,
so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard every solution that you can think of, and it's always pretty stupid.
Or
Mm-hmm.
wait, have the players have like come forth and said anything regarding that?
but Probably not.
No.
not any way to fix it.
mean-
They've openly said that they're not going to try.
They were talking about how they could actually finally add like a 1v1 or like a 2v2 tournament.
I have
I think
And
it
players
would,
have came out and said they'd be interested in doing that.
A 1v1 would be cool.
Yeah.
I think
I just don't think anyone's gonna like. I
go,
I hate being,
especially
like, a
because of
pessimist.
injuries.
no. Like I think I know what you're going to say.
no star player is gonna do it.
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
because
with
their
the dunk
egos. The
contest.
NBA, their egos are too
You're
high.
gonna get stuck
Yeah.
with Cam Thomas, and you're gonna like it. I would watch it, but that's not interesting. You're not gonna get numbers with a 1v1 tournament because people are gonna say they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
We remember the tweet from Ja saying, "Oh, I'll do the dunk contest that everyone else does." And then Giannis was like, "I'm in," and then neither of them ever did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get. People will say they're gonna do stuff, and then they're gonna act like it never happened. They never said that.
So my brother was actually talking to me the other day about like a doubles or a 1v1 duel, which didn't the WNBA do something like that?
They did it's unrivaled.
That's right, unrivaled.
1v1.
But he was talking about how if they did like a 1v1 duel, like let's say Joel Embiid beat LeBron James, like it's just never a good look for either of those guys.
That's fine.
If they did,
that's the spirit of
If-
one-on-one.
I think they'd have to do something where they like matched up center. Like I think what would be cool is if they just force all the players to do it and then put it into two different brackets.
Yeah.
Where you get like the forward bracket and then the guard bracket.
Isn't that what the All-Star like weekend used to be? I mean, that's why
I
we
don't
had.
think so.
I mean, the dunk contest is a
it's-
joke now
it's-
because there's no good players doing it.
No, it's still voted front court, back court for All Star because you can't have an
Yeah.
uneven amount.
Yeah.
Mhm. But obviously there's more guards than forwards. But I think that if you were to do a 1v1 tournament, they could try it. I don't think anyone would be opposed. It turns out to be a bad idea. Like I'm not mad. Like I wouldn't be mad if they start trying new things to like increase the attention to it. Like
My problem is when it's so out there and it just kind of gets like, I don't know.
yeah,
way
like
too
what they did
confusing.
last year was just it was never gonna work if you have 30 minutes of basketball in 2 hours.
Yeah, the
And
biggest.
you litter it with stuff that isn't basketball. Like people want to see basketball. That's what they came to see. They don't care about the starry half court shot, Mr. Beast, Kia, Ruffles challenge or whatever.
The biggest issue with what they've been doing with the All-Star is not that they're like, if they're adding and trying new events, then sure, that's different. But they keep trying and doing new like
It's just it's
Formats
like a
of the actual
different
games,
different
which-
font, same thing, same word, different font.
yeah, like if they were trying like adding a 1v1 tournament would be unique because we haven't seen that before. Or I don't know, like changing away how the skills challenge or the dunk contest works or the 3-point contest.
think-
which they've done to 3-point and they kind of made it more interesting by adding like more like two of those like one-shot logo threes.
What the NBA needs is players to hate each other.
Yeah.
Like it.
That rivalry again.
Yeah. I think it
the
would be
floor.
crazy if like, Ant's in there, LaMelo's in there, great amazing driver LaMelo Ball.
Dude, did you see
Are we
that?
talking about like
And he
1v1s?
Yeah, like if there's a 1v1 challenge in there and like Ant's like calling out LaMelo and be like,
Chet versus Wemby.
yeah, Chet versus Wemby, like they're calling out each other on Twitter, like they're making bets on Twitter against each other or something. Maybe not making bets, but they're like, they're trash talking. Like that gets fans excited.
Throw in Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark for no reason.
Like throw that in there.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even care. But the NBA doesn't want that because they don't want the image to be, hate. They want like everyone to be all, happy with each other and everything's great and peachy and sunshines and rainbows and stuff.
I mean, yeah, last year they did what was it? I guess Steph versus Sabrina Ionescu, I think it was.
And that was
for
great.
The 3-point.
That was
it was just
great.
like a 1-on-1. That was cool. That was fun.
I wasn't
more
able
interesting
to.
than anything else on Saturday.
I wanted to tune in and watch that.
Yeah.
Like that's what they need, that rivalry. That's what people want to watch. That's why the Cavs versus Warriors finals, the last couple were terrible, but people still tune in to watch them because it's a rivalry. It's the big names, LeBron, Steph, and KD. Like they want to see that. They kind of know how it's going to work, but the thought of how it could turn out, the thought of like what it could be will get people to watch. And you get Chet versus Wemby. You get Ant versus LeBron. Maybe Dylan Brooks makes a All-Star game next year against LeBron.
Gosh.
that would be ideal.
The NBA needs to start encouraging these rivalries, and they need feuds between players.
Yeah.
But they're too scared.
The NBA is really bad at like motivating and pushing rivalries compared to any other sport. You think about any other sport, there's always a tense rivalry where like you have like Browns Steelers, where every single game you can expect like one fight or something to happen where they need like broken up. Or in the MLB, I can't really think of one.
Yankees Mets.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And then I don't watch the
Yankees Red Sox.
Yeah,
and
Yankees,
well,
Red
NHL,
Sox.
NHL, you're beefing every game.
You're beefing every game. Every
There's
game.
always a fight.
It's part of the game, and I mean that makes it fun to watch.
In the NBA, though, we really don't have a rivalry anyone's tuning in to watch.
Just
and
put up Isaiah Stewart against Lou Dort in like a little boxing ring, and have Draymond Green like referee that match, and then that's the best All-Star Weekend event we've ever seen.
I think the problem is with the NBA and rivalries, like the skill level doesn't stay similar long enough. So you like Cavs Warriors, I thought would sustain for a while.
Yeah.
After they stopped making the finals, but then the Cavs fell off like immensely. So then the rivalry can't stay like that. You have like the Lakers and Celtics, but unfortunately, not many fans are alive from the 1960s and 70s.
And the NBA, it's not the teams, it's the players.
Yeah.
Like they transition from a teams to a players league.
And even then, player rivalries aren't very interesting. It's like you don't really get like a like. There's not great motives. There's not, I don't know, nothing.
And like the narratives aren't really pushed as much.
I don't want to say people are too friendly, but people are too friendly.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just
Like you go into the NFL, it's like Justin Jefferson's going up against Patrick Surtain or something, and every time the Vikings are on the field.
Lattimore and
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans,
get into a fight every
Josh
single
Norman
fight.
and OBJ, like they're playing each other. Something's gonna happen, and every play you're watching to see what happens. Or like you get two
Myles
quarterback
Garrett
duels,
and
like
Mason Rudolph.
you get two quarterback duels like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Like every time they play, it's like, all right, now Josh Allen's up. Mahomes just went down. He scored a touchdown. Let's see what Allen can do. And then Allen matches that, with a touchdown.
I
It's
think
like,
the problem
okay, now it's
is
Mahomes' turn.
Comparing it to all the other sports, basketball is such a fast-paced game where you can't really let those moments like simmer.
Yeah.
Like you can, I don't know, let's say LeBron dunks on Steph Curry. That moment flies by. You're not gonna you're not sitting on that for a while. Where someone gets mossed in the NFL, you're thinking about that for the next like half.
Yeah.
You're thinking about that till the next week. I mean, it's on replay.
It's so much harder in the NBA.
I feel like part of the issue with it too could be that like the refs just call so much random stuff. Like
the refs control the game more than any other.
They don't let the players play nearly as much as like you see in like the.
Well, it's
NFL.
extremely. Each game is different, and each team, and they ref each team different. Like they ref OKC different than they ref the Cavs. Like,
obviously.
For sure.
It's not a secret. It's also the OKC play style that allows them to do that. They play hard all the time. They see something then maybe they'll call for, I don't know, Washington or something.
I mean, honestly, college basketball has been, in my opinion, more interesting this year. Partly because like it's more fun to watch because the refs really don't they don't control the game nearly as much as they do in the NBA, which I don't understand why NBA refs have gone to this point. Like Scott Foster, we all know is kind of like he's known as the extender for a reason. Like he has that thing around it, but it's like it feels like every.
I wonder what he's gonna do now that CP3 retired.
I think he's gone.
No, he's probably like, it's like his he's a little sad probably. You know, you have your like.
He was like.
It's like Megamind. Oh my goodness, where in Megamind Metro Man retires and he's all sad. That's what's happening. And someone gets that cut out there. Anyway, All-Star Weekend. I enjoyed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I guess is all you can really ask. Anyway, this episode's about how much we hate the NBA, even though that's what this podcast is about.
Even though it's our livelihood at the moment.
The thing is, so I've had this idea for a while because the NBA is a sport where I feel it's, at least we pay so much attention to it and there's so many games and whatnot that you kind of see all these things happening and then it just boils over. And at this point, it's boiled over for a lot of people, where for us, it's gradually been boiling, this whole season.
Yeah.
So now it's just the perfect time to talk about this. So we're going to be talking about our complaints with the NBA. And the first one, the most prominent one at the moment, is Adam Silver and everything
that comes out of his mouth. He's the worst commissioner.
Yes.
It was between him and the MLB guy. I think he's the worst.
Ron Manfred.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all Manfred has to do is just put a salary cap, and then everyone will.
At a
MLB's
salary
perfect.
cap, at a salary floor, everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy.
Make it.
Stop the Dodgers from.
Whoa.
You
almost exposed yourself there.
What you doing, buddy?
Yeah, what are you doing? What's going through your head right now? What?
What is going on?
Characteristic of you.
Ty, we were on camera.
Ty almost got exposed.
Sorry, I was gonna go check the levels.
Ty almost got exposed.
I'm just doing my duties.
Oh wow!
Wow,
dude!
Wow, that was scary.
That's uncharacteristic of him.
What is going on? Are you okay?
Really scary.
Woo!
I'm getting.
Let me see into that mind of yours.
Anyway,
is spooky?
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver.
Bad commissioner. I've been saying this for a while now. If you've watched the podcast, you know how much I hate Adam Silver.
The thing is, this is our second NBA rant episode where we just talked about how bad Adam Silver is and how he's running the league.
I think our first one.
It was at like the beginning of this year, I think. Maybe end of last year.
Last year. It was definitely last year because we were still in the just the podcast room.
No, we were in here.
No, we weren't.
I thought we were.
We need to bring back David Stern.
He's not alive.
He's not the answer. Well, one, he's not alive. Two, he's not the answer. You know how much stuff happened under him?
A lot. Well, hey, he denied the Chris Paul to the Lakers trade. He said, nah.
And I hate him for that.
Yeah.
Do we know? Do we even know if that's real?
He was not.
Yeah, he did that.
Just because he wasn't as bad as Adam Silver doesn't make him a great commissioner.
All right, I'm gonna.
What makes a good commissioner?
Keeping your hands off when it's like you don't need to do anything.
You don't need a power trip every time something happens.
He's also like, all right.
Be consistent with your punishments.
The NBA is a business. Every sport, major league sport,
it's business.
Is a business.
Yeah.
And it's easy to forget that because how much we enjoy it. But obviously, entertainment is an aspect of that. And I feel Adam Silver very much favors business way more than he does entertainment. And sometimes it feels like he's not even thinking about it. That's my biggest problem.
There is,
because like
it will never be a fan first, and none of them. It's never fan first. It's always business first.
I appreciate the thing is with businesses. I always understand. I can see business moves and I get it. Like, for example, with the WWE, you have the sponsors, and I get that. That's just a chance to make money, and I feel that's like it's invasive, but not invasive to the point of ruining the product for me.
Yeah, because people hate. Sorry, people hate on that because for a long time WWE was like the one wrestling brand that never had like
sponsors.
They would, but it wouldn't be like one. It'd be like part like on graphics or on shows. It would be like it'd be around, but wouldn't be like mid-match. Like a lot of people would say that WWE was like held its integrity of like the wrestling ring and like everything around it. But now it's kind of just spewed open. Like once TKO Group took over, which they own WWE, UFC, basically most any wrestling company. They literally came out and said, we don't care about what the prices were under Vince McMahon, who was the old president, and like saw wrestling first. No, like the new ownership group said, we don't care. We want money. Yeah. So we're upping the ticket prices because we don't care if it's more family friendly, affordable. Yeah. We just want sales and to be able to have bigger opportunities, which I understand that, but it's just so infuriating. And you're starting to see that, I feel like, first in the NBA, especially when like, what was like last season? Yeah. Last season, Adam Silver said the thing was like, the NBA is just a highlight sport. It's really, you don't really need to tune into the games, which I feel like takes away like the accessibility of watching all the games, which I know is something you had written down about like complaints within. But like that, like accessibility, honestly, the way refs like treat games and like we said, like, over control, it comes down to Adam Silver because he's the one that really has the final say on all that. And some of the fines that people get nowadays, they're like, if you would have seen the exact same thing happen like literally 10 years ago, no fine. Or maybe like $5,000. But now it's like something as like expressing yourself, even just a little bit, is just that. Well, there's $20,000. I mean, at the pocket.
At the end of the day, he has to find that balance. Any single commissioner has to be able to find that balance between what business is and I mean
you hear with the gambling and whatnot with the fact that the reason he's so into the tanking like discussion, trying to figure out something within, is because gambling companies are in his ears saying that's ruining over-unders and whatnot. And
I feel like losing them money. It's not because he doesn't care about what the fans think. He doesn't care about what the player. He doesn't care about what the players think. He doesn't care about what the coaches think. He cares what the owners think. He cares about what his sponsors think. He cares about, he cares about who's giving him the most money and what they think. It's corruption. That's what it is.
There has to be a balance.
He's corrupt. I mean, that's the best way to put it. He's corrupt.
And plus, I do want to talk about like the whole thing with the tanking that we've been talking about. How the Utah Jazz were fined $500K.
I think so.
That was like a slap on the wrist for them. Because I don't know if you remember,
we'll get into tanking because
during the trade deadline, how they traded Jock Landell for cash considerations. That money that they got from Landell covers that tanking thing.
Yeah,
it's literally a slap in the wrist.
I mean, you see sports as a whole like facing the whole crisis of sports gambling taking over, but you see like the MLB, the NHL, really the NFL. I think is the biggest one that I see. Has taken accountability of that and has really, have taken care of that issue way better than the NBA has. And like the NBA, I feel like is where you see a lot of them, like most of the sports betting is in the NBA.
It's not even that, they haven't taken care of it. I mean, they've punished the people, the players and coaches, obviously the whole Trailblazer stuff that came out.
It's more of an issue than them just doing
It's the fact that they fully embrace having sponsor, FanDuel and DraftKings and
Giannis is an owner of Kalshi now, right?
Yeah, like layering all these betting platforms over the NBA, having it become a central part, having them be sponsors. That's the problem. They can't having them be sponsors. You
can't let them overtake.
The game. They make so much money. They make more. The return on investment they get is probably some of the best for sure. Any business out there.
That's just my biggest problem. It feels so greedy when you're already making money. I obviously know. All right, so like I understand. It's something that will fall on deaf ears if any rich person would hear it, because obviously they want to make more money. They want to make as much money as possible. But there's a certain point where it's literally like some insane level of greed to prioritize the money over your product to the point where you're willing to sacrifice the product itself for that money.
Yeah.
And it's just
that's the best way to put it. That's exactly what Adam Silver is doing. He is sacrificing the product for profit.
It's disappointing because that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't see that issue in the NFL like anywhere. You don't see it in MLB. Granted, there's not a lot of people that bet on MLB a whole lot.
Yeah. It's not even the fact that like people are betting on the games. Like
that's a completely separate issue.
Personally, I'm against sports betting. I just think that it ruins a lot of lives. It's very easily addictive, and they put it all over the broadcast. So kids see it, it's obviously like teenagers are able to do it and stuff. Like I was able to get a couple, like and I'm not, I'm 19, like I shouldn't be able to, but
the feds.
yeah. But it's
ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
So easy. It's so easy to do, and it's so easy to fall in that trap, and they just don't care.
And it's just blaring into your face, literally every single game you watch.
Yeah, and they take, and then there's still people in jail, bookies in jail from the 70s, 80s, 90s for illegal sports gambling. Are they gonna get out because it's legal now? No, they won't.
Pete Rose initially wasn't in the Hall of Fame because of sports betting. He did a lot of worse stuff after the fact, and we won't mention that on the podcast. But initially, why he wasn't in the Hall of Fame was because of sports betting.
Yeah, that's the primary reason why he was never allowed. And now he is, but
I mean, there's a lot of other
he
stuff.
bet on himself,
there is a lot of
right?
stuff.
There's a lot of other stuff outside of sports betting that he did that is awful things that will not allow him in the Hall of Fame now. But back when nobody knew that was the case, he was not allowed.
That's another thing where the league isn't telling or isn't allowing players. Obviously, they're still very strict on when players bet, even on they don't allow them to bet on themselves. I know the NCAA is allowing players to bet on other games and stuff. Incredibly stupid. But the more they allow other people to, the more that players are gonna want to get in on that. It's just reinforcing the idea that it's a thing that can happen, and it's gonna encourage players to do it, and then it's gonna create more and more scandals, look worse and worse for the league, and just get worse and worse over time.
For every one mention of if you have a gambling addiction, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Yeah. There's 100 more things of promoting just within the broadcast, not even commercials alone.
You're watching on FanDuel Network.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's that replaced Bally Sports for a lot of programs, which includes Cleveland, between Guardians and Cavs.
There's so many things.
I don't understand it. I don't understand what the appeal is. Just leave the gambling to Vegas.
What hurts me so much is the NBA is something I genuinely love. It's genuinely something I care about. It's something I watch. I care about enough to talk about it on a podcast. I spend every other 2 weeks, I come on here with Shawn and we yap for hours on it. Hours of our life are spent to
we
the
have
NBA.
to cut it down sometimes. The longer episodes, we cut that down.
And we do it because we enjoy it. That's the thing. We don't do it because we're required to. We do it because we enjoy it. And genuinely, when the game just gets worse for the reason of greed, it stinks. And you're watching it's like watching this thing you love die slowly.
Just becomes less enjoyable.
It's like Revenge of the Sith. You're just watching Anakin.
What a pull!
Slowly turn to the dark side.
Yeah.
And you're like, please, not this time. Just listen to Mace Windu. Stay at the temple, please, Anakin. Please.
But it's
please
not.
Don't listen to Mace. You heard him say that he's a Sith Lord. Please don't cut his arm off. Please.
Exactly.
And
Adam Silver is
Darth Sidious.
He looks like Voldemort. He's every bad guy you could think of.
He looks like Golem. That's what he looks like.
Now we're just dogging on a person.
I've always been my first sport that I really enjoyed initially when I was younger was basketball in the NBA.
Yes.
And I've grown to enjoy the NFL more over the last few years, the MLB the last few years. I've gone into golf. I've always been a bowler, so that doesn't count. But the NBA's really been testing me over the last few years. If I wasn't a Cavs fan, or if the Cavs were not doing good right now, I probably wouldn't even care about the NBA right now.
I'm in way too deep.
I don't even care.
Way
if that
too
calls
deep
me a
to
big
come
fan.
out.
Yeah, the fact I know who Dewap Reith is cements the fact I can't leave.
Exactly. You're locked in on this.
You're locked in with that legacy.
You're done.
He's not on a team right now. It's the worst.
Oh
worst
yeah,
couple
that's right.
weeks
He
of
never
my
did
life.
get picked up.
Still cuffed right now.
Dewap Reith, if you're looking at this,
I'm not gonna-
sign Mitch Kobe as your agent.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As a fan of the NBA, I'm starting to enjoy other major league sports a lot better. This NFL season, is one.
This was
one of the best
season.
NFL seasons we've ever had.
Every single,
legitimately a game of the week every week, except the Super Bowl.
Every single time I pay attention to another sport, whether it be the NFL or the MLB, and those are the only two I watch. I said that like I was going to say a lot more. But I watch the WNBA. I watch Unrivaled. Yeah. Unrivaled is a beautiful example of why you need competition in sports.
Have you seen do you watch Big Three at all?
No. I can't lie.
Overtime elite.
About to get in it this summer, boy.
The only reason Big Three is relevant is because they take like 50-year-old NBA stars and throw them there.
Michael Beasley against Lance Stevenson was, I
And
think,
I love
their
it for
biggest
that.
highlight last
I
year.
love when you can get silly stuff like that. But it's not a big enough competition to the NBA. But something like Unrivaled, where it's genuinely a new idea, something innovative, where people are like, wait a minute, this is basketball when it can be fun, and it's in another way that we've never seen before. And it seems like they're doing it for the love of the game. Obviously, it's a business, but there's love of the game that you can see.
Why do you think the Savannah Bananas have been so successful over the last 3-4 years?
Because of their what's it called? Their motive for what they want to do. It's more about entertainment for them than about the money.
And that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and honestly,
the NBA
that's
is turning into entertainment instead of a competitive.
It's always been entertainment, though.
Yeah,
That's
but
the thing.
it's more. There's
It's
more.
just-
Every professional sport is about entertainment. But
they're gonna try to
fell into it so much more.
And
than
I'm
it used
sure
to be.
in a few years we'll talk about the NFL like this. You know, it's
Probably.
they're gonna try to
That's what
squeeze more and more profit and more just artificial like nuances where they're propping up the game in an artificial way instead of just letting the natural order of these happen, letting the natural rivalries and emotions take over, and try to artificially prop up this game to create it into something that it isn't. And that's just it's there's really not much that we can do.
Yeah, that's what hurts.
We have to suffer through
That's the worst thing. Like, you either keep watching and be upset, or you learn to live with it, or you stop watching.
Which nothing's gonna happen.
So the thing is, I love the NBA, but I can't say I love it as a business or as a product at times. I think sometimes the product that they're putting out just isn't the best that it can be, and it's because of decisions that have been made. It's not like talent's the best it's ever been.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
There's no reason that we should be watching a game and criticizing some of the best players in the world for something that they do because the game allows them to do so. I think the problem with a big problem I have with the NBA is people will complain about foul baiting and blame it on certain players, being like, Shea made it so bad. The league made it this bad. The league has allowed it to get to this point. Like the line keeps getting pulled back to where the league is gonna like not stop you for doing anything. Like, you first like start with flopping. All right, a little bit of flopping's fine. Then you like get to foul baiting. A little bit of foul baiting's fine. Who knows what it's gonna get to next? But it makes the product less fun to watch, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And the league isn't giving any pushback to it.
I think this is way off topic.
Listen.
I'm well aware.
Okay.
But
Should we move on to tanking after this?
Yeah.
All right.
One of the positive things about the NBA right now is that, which is weird to say, and maybe this is a hot take, the fact that there's not one true face of the NBA, I think is really cool, because it's not like, obviously, like Jordan was the face of the NBA in his time, then it turned into Kobe for a little bit, and then LeBron blossomed and is what it is now. But it's grown more into like, there's not one true face of the league because of how much talent is around the league.
I think it's cool, but it's also a really bad thing, because the NBA,
it's a double-edged sword.
As soon as all of these known names retire, you're gonna have to rely on the next generation, and some of these people aren't reliable as that person. Do you want to put it on Luka when you can't really count on him to be at every game, whatever? You want that guy that, like, you can count on Superman, somewhat of that. Like,
the Sixers are still finding that, because Joel Embiid was the process for like 3 years until
I'm talking
his
about
knees broken.
the NBA as a whole.
I know.
You want to put it on Wemby, but do you really want to put it on someone so young? Like, it's a rough.
Wemby's so great, man.
They want to put it on Cooper Flag,
he's
but
awesome.
he's a rookie.
I love Wemby.
I do want to say something though. As bad as the officiating is, like compared to all those European leagues that we have, like for example, that players have come from, like Wemby or Luka Doncic. I mean, honestly, we have the best officiating, and that's bad. That we have the best, but at the same time, it's not.
If we had the best or worse or not.
Yeah, I don't pay much attention to EuroLeague, but I know a lot of.
Because I know. Sorry for cutting you off. Because I know that, like for example, me watching Luka coming from Madrid, Spain, he would literally, for example, if there was a foul that he didn't like one of the officiating crew doing, he would literally point to like the person in charge of all the officiating and scream at him from the half court line in Spanish.
Yeah.
So he would be one of those players to say, okay, the officiating from the NBA is bad, but it's not as bad as those
Yeah.
other ones.
Well, he does that to the NBA refs. I mean,
Everyone does. And that's another complaint. But
I don't really care about players yelling at refs. Like they've been doing it since the dawn of time.
Yeah. We can talk about that in our later officiating down here. But we got to get through this. So
we got to get to the tanking.
To our next topic.
Can I throw something in real quick? Not while we're talking about players, which isn't as like a big issue, but it's still kind of annoying.
Real quick.
10 seconds.
The nicknaming in the NBA today is so uncreative.
See, you said this, and I just I hate to be that guy, but I don't care.
I mean, it's not. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not like a major issue.
Okay,
so that's why I'm trying to throw it in real quick.
All right.
But
it's
just
not
bland.
Even, like
because
genuinely not being rude. It was just like.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I don't think it's like a major issue. Like
there are
some of these other
though.
complaints.
Like, you have, like the alien with Wemby. You know,
yeah, but
stuff
like
that. Blah blah blah.
Then you got like Ant and Cat, which are just other names.
Okay.
I just want to throw it out.
All right, it's out there.
I know what you were saying. All right, literally, real quick complaint. Why can someone with their short name? So what you know how LaMelo Ball? Some people call him Melo. He can't be called Melo. That's Carmelo Anthony. It's just his nickname. If I got into the NBA and there was another Mitch and people said I couldn't be called Mitch, what? All right, that was just my quick complaint. Yeah, it's such a stupid thing people complain about.
All right, the tanking. Yeah. Adam Silver has said a lot about tanking. We touched on it a little bit earlier. How he's really upset because the gambling companies were losing a little bit of money. They're only making like, I don't know, $100 billion instead of $105 billion. I know.
That's a major difference.
Please pray
Setting
for
healthy players
for FanDuel and DraftKings.
Look out for their GoFundMe.
Yeah, the GoFundMe for them in the description. Please donate as much as you can. They're really struggling out there.
Flashing lights that says this is a joke.
This is a joke. Please do not. What exactly did he say? Oh yeah, it was
There's a lot of drastic decisions that he's trying to. He's putting out there that clearly he won't do because. So
he's trying to strong arm these teams, but he wants to eliminate the draft and have every player incoming become a free agent.
He won't,
which is
do that. Though.
The worst idea ever. I think it would legitimately ruin the league.
This is like when
totally would
when you're trying to
eliminating the draft for sure.
This is like when you're trying to make someone like you're not gonna do something. So like you don't want to start a fight with someone, you know. Yeah. But then someone like so you'll just keep like I'm not gonna punch you first, but like I'm gonna keep saying stuff to make you mad. I don't know who he's doing that to. You're the one who like makes the decisions, but he's doing that sort of thing. He's not going to eliminate the draft because it's something that makes him money. There's no reason he would eliminate the draft when every single year you have somewhat of a number one guy. There's been a few years where there's not that number one guy, but you make so much profit off of that to where if you just made it a free agency thing, that's millions of dollars you're losing.
See, this is my solution to the tank because obviously we know it happens. Honestly, I don't really care. Just
it's not that bad of an issue.
It's really not that bad. Because and what it does, it's
bad for sports gambling.
Yeah. It's bad when you want to go to your game and I don't know. The 3 Jazz fans out there. I'm kidding. But, I don't know. Larry Markkinen is your 9-year-old's favorite player, and he sits out the fourth quarter when it's a close game. Stuff like that. Obviously, that's bad. I don't think tanking's really that bad.
Introduced load management.
Yeah.
And this is more of a game-to-game basis.
There's a couple solutions that could be done. One is I saw proposed that at the All-Star break, you set the draft order. I don't like that. I think what could be done is you protect the top 5 picks with 5 teams. It'd be weird. There'd have to be some, like, if they make the play-in, like, they're out of that or something like that. Or, which, I don't know, would encourage them not to make the play-in, I guess. But, or, like, if they, I don't know, get a top 6 seed, they're out of that or something. Because I could see a play-in team having a top 5 pick, if they are just bad enough. Because there's only there's 3 teams outside the play-in, right? Or 5. There's 5. There's 5. It's possible, with the draft lottery and stuff. I say keep the draft lottery. I think it's fine.
I feel like they should limit it down.
I think change the odds.
Yeah, I was gonna say because there's no reason last year that the Spurs and
there's no reason Dallas should have got the number 1 overall pick. I think
Spurs should not have had number 2.
You shorten the teams.
you got to shorten the teams and you got to make the odds better for that work.
Yeah, I was just say because like what I think is like the 14 is the lottery. Why are there playing teams getting a lottery?
I'm getting my knowledge from 2K right now, so don't trust me on this one.
So
it should go from like 14 to like the top 8.
So that's some of the so you protect. I think protecting the top. Or they could do top 6. I don't know.
I think that's fair.
The 3 worst from each conference are top 6 protected. So and then you can make those, and then the 10 teams that don't make the play-in are all lottery, and then they're the only ones that can get odds or something. They could do something like that. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not the NBA higher-ups. I can't really do that. But I think that's a really good way to stop the tanking, at least in the second half.
It's a really cool idea, the lottery, but it just doesn't work because the idea of the lottery is kind of just to give so let's say a team like the Bulls, yet they consistently, they're an anti-tank team for the longest time, where they're a really bad team on paper and they should be tanking, but they never do.
They
and
always
then they
make
make it in the play-in, and then you're the last in odds, and you never jump. You're always just mid.
But that's not the league's fault. That's the owner's
No, I'm
fault.
just saying.
I know what
with
you're
the
saying.
lottery,
Yeah.
it really isn't working how it should. Where sometimes you jump up, sometimes you fall back.
They need to change the odds and the amount of teams. They need to shorten it.
I feel like this would be this is a stretch, but like the way that the NFL draft is stylized, I think is like perfect.
I think the problem is you have 7 rounds there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're not going to do a 7-round like for the NBA, and they're not going to do it purely based off of record. Like, of course, you don't want to just be cookie cutter. The dynamics of basketball is very different. So, like the idea of a lottery, I think, is good because it's unique to the NBA. But they just need to find a way because, like, I don't know. I would even say something I thought of while you're talking about, Sean, is it's the dynamics of baseball. Is you go through all of the minor leagues before you make it to the major leagues. And I feel like the G League has been growing more and more. And like,
they won't do that, though. There's too much talent.
Obviously, you wouldn't just draft straight from like the draft into the G League, and then that you have to make it out of that. But you've seen a lot of more like G League players be more prevalent in the NBA, especially like over the last 5 years. Like there's been more players in the G League that have made like impacts on NBA teams. So I feel like they could implement and make the G League feel more important.
I don't know how that solves tanking, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either, but I feel like there's a method there.
Like, we also, like, the thing with just Adam Silver trying to do this whole thing about implementing these fines is that we also got to understand that there's a bunch of games, bro. You got to let these players rest as well.
So here's the thing. I used to hate the idea of lowering games. And the thing is, so I think the NBA, this is something they'd be extremely hesitant on because, once again, product, less games, less money. But I think it is possible with enough like players speaking out about it, whatever, that they do something about it eventually. But I'm not really sure how many games they'd be willing to give up there. I think
it's like 83 right now, right? 82. I feel like if they drop it to 75 and just lower the amount of back-to-backs, I don't think that would be as big of that would be a simple fix.
I think my biggest problem with the games is just kind of like the spacing between it. As the NBA as a whole, because there's some days where you have what feels like 15 games going on, and then there's some days and you look and there's 2, and it's like 2 of the worst
We
teams.
talked about this before.
Yeah. Where I feel like they could just space it out a lot better to have days of rest in between, and then whatever. I think I have a big problem with load management and this because I feel they confuse injuries with load management protocol sometimes. So you have the instances with like the Cavs when they sat Darius Garland and then they get punished for that. Or you have all this punishment and whatnot, and people are calling for actual injured players to be punished. I saw
it's because they marked Darius Garland as a load management rest too late, which again feeds into the sports betting issue.
Like, for example, I don't know if you're trying to talk about that, but like for like the Utah Jazz getting fined. Later on, after they were fined, it was found that Jaren Jackson had a knee condition that required
out
surgery.
for the year for surgery.
That's the thing. I think players with injury are just kind of being like, it feels like they're being forgotten about.
Yeah.
Where I feel like load management is an issue, but they're kind of targeting the wrong person. They're casting too wide of a net right now.
Yeah.
Another way to try to solve tanking is the idea of punishments is good, but just cash punishments is not the answer.
I think it needs to be games lost, like get suspended or something. I don't know.
So what they should do is similar to what they do with the second apron and the first apron, which works. It's for like the second apron, they have penalties, no trade restrictions. They can't send cash in trades and stuff. Frozen draft picks. That's what they need is start punishing the ability for what these teams can do.
Yeah.
And how they can make transactions, the ability to acquire new players, because they're tanking because they want a better draft pick. If you're found to be tanking, you can be automatically out of the top 3 or something. Obviously it'd have to be investigations. They have to be sure. Like the Jazz, benching their star players for an entire fourth quarter in a close game. That's pretty obvious. There's some less obvious stuff. So either teams are going to have to start getting a lot more creative with the ways they tank, or they'll be forced not to. And that's what they need to do. Is you can't just fine them. Fines don't work. Fines don't work.
I've always found
it's just a slap in the wrist. It's like using how can I say it? Like a small squirt gun on like a tank.
Yeah. It's
atomic bomb versus coughing baby.
A paintball gun versus.
It's like there's a tank in front of you. Yeah.
It's trying to put out a house fire with a water bottle.
Yeah. There you go.
I think that's a big issue, but we got to get through the few other things we have on here.
You can lose draft picks. You can, lose the ability to one of the ones is you can't sign and trade.
Yeah.
If you're over the first apron, can't do that if you're found tanking, or you can't, or you lose second round picks.
Yeah.
Because second round picks don't even matter, but tanking teams like them in trades and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You're limited on the amount of trades you can make. That could be something too. Maybe you lose. If you have a player up for a supermax, you lose the ability to sign a player for a supermax, something like that. If the Cavs were found tanking and say I don't know, that's not a good one. The Grizzlies or something a couple years ago after JJJ won his defensive player of the year. The next year he gets hurt or something. They find that they're tanking. They're sitting John Morant when he was actually good for extended games. They're like, okay, you can't sign Jaren Jackson Jr. to a supermax now. Stuff like that. Stuff like that to punish these teams, to actually punish them, not just fine their owners.
The fines just do nothing.
You just got to
basically the big.
Adam Silver just has to find a way to make losing just not advantageous at all.
All right, we got 15 minutes.
Yeah, we gotta get through these. So we'll quickly. We'll go from We'll start with the KD files if you want. We gotta quickly go
briefly
over this
touch
one.
them.
I mean, that's not really something I hate
to.
about. That's not even something I hate about. It's just funny.
Shocker.
No, it's
Kevin
not
Durant is a bad teammate.
No, this wasn't a hating one. He just put this in here, and it just kind of
right. That is true.
Kevin Durant,
bad teammate.
Breaking news: Kevin Durant is bad teammate.
I feel bad for Jabari Smith Jr. because Kevin Durant was his idol growing up, and now he's getting trash talked by his own teammate in undercover Twitter accounts.
Said very rude things about him too.
Jabari Smith revenge arc.
I never really liked KD. I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, the stuff he's done on the court.
He's a good player.
Obviously, yeah, but
he's a good player, but not a good
signing
person.
with the Warriors and stuff, and then he leaves. He's the rap that James Harden gets for forcing his way out of the teams. Kevin Durant gets the same thing. Kevin Durant's just a better player, but he hasn't had success since 2018, or I'll give him 2019. He got hurt in 2019. He hasn't gotten into conference finals
outside
since
of
2019.
Yeah,
So if I was a team, I wouldn't want him.
Yeah, he's just locker room cancer, definition.
Mm-hmm.
It's this one, right?
Yeah.
The next thing we have here is that a lot of fans do not care about the majority of regular season games, which it just coincides with the fact of should there be less games, whatever. But the thing with the less games is people have that because of injuries and whatnot, where a lot of fans don't care about the majority of regular season games because players are sitting and not every game means anything. And I don't really know what the solution to this would be.
There's not really. I mean, the baseball has the exact same issue, but there's also 162 games in the regular season.
Oh my gosh, I'm a genius. Shams just tweeted out multiple sources with knowledge of Thursday's general managers meeting, as well as a late January competition committee meeting, told ESPN that the following concepts have been discussed to curb tanking. First round picks can be protected only top 4 or top 14 plus. Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date. No longer allowing a team to pick top 4 in consecutive years and/or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. Teams can't pick top 4 the year after making conference finals. Lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records. Lottery extended to include all play-in teams.
Sure.
Flatten odds for all lottery. What? Okay, some of these are good. Some of these are bad.
The main ones are good.
Yeah.
I was right. I'm a visionary. I said this is the type of stuff they need to do. And
Breaking news.
They're at least discussing it. So I'm the new Adam Silver. I am the new commissioner.
I would vote you as the new commissioner of the NBA.
I'm the new commissioner of the NBA.
Anyway,
sorry.
Fans not caring about the regular season games.
It's
I
hard.
think the thing that they did with the NBA Cup is cool, but you can't really do multiple cups because then that means less and less and less.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they introduced that to try to make it interesting, but then the way they formatted it makes it not interesting.
They need to refine it, but I think in theory, it's a cool idea and should work eventually.
If they did seeding based off of the records for the start of the season, I feel like that'd be a better way to go about it instead of just having random group play.
How are you supposed to do that though? Because you're how many games in?
Then I mean, the
15.
NBA makes the schedule the team so that at a certain point by maybe November 20th, all teams have played at least 30 games, or however many it would be at that point. Maybe that's close to 20.
I'm not a big fan of that idea where you go off the seedings from 30 games because you're gonna have a lot of strays in there.
Well, yeah.
Where your top seeds really don't belong there. At the start of the season, the Raptors were second, so you're just gonna have the Raptors as 2. I don't really like that. I don't like how they're going about it right now either, but I don't know.
I feel like the biggest complaint right now is that the course just look god awful. I mean, there's some that look nice, but then you have the Timberwolves where you can see the green glow just straight off cam without even any extra lighting.
Yeah. And then for our final complaint here, we had gambling, but we went over that.
Yep.
The viewing experience and accessibility.
I touched on that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, but we'll go more in depth.
It's more into why it's an issue.
These games, man.
Games never start on time. That's the first thing I have. I think it's one of the most annoying things when you're I sit down for dinner, all right? My family's what are we going to watch?
Yeah.
You know? Oh, boy. Timberwolves versus the Nuggets is on at 7:30. Wrong. It's on at 7:40. Well, it doesn't tell you that. So you're sitting there watching the pregame show, which stinks because they put no effort into it. So you're just watching Malika Andrews.
The pregame show is...
And then it stinks,
Yeah, the pregame show is, it turns 7:30 and it's after this, the tip of the NBA on Prime Video tips off next.
Yeah.
3-minute commercial. And then it's the announcers are going over. Welcome back to Jokic versus Anthony Edwards in a star-studded matchup.
Y'all know my favorite
We'll
thing?
see you again in 3 minutes for the tip-off.
Where
And
they,
then again.
they come back from commercial for 30 seconds and they're like, are you ready for this game? Anyway, here's another round of commercials.
Here's
After that,
another
we'll be
round.
on.
And then it's then they
then it
talk for
starts.
3 minutes on they had the sideline reporters.
Yeah.
I spoke with the Nuggets head coach before the game, and he said that Cam Johnson will play today.
Yeah,
he will be on restricted minutes tonight. Blah blah blah. And then the other sideline reporter, Naz Reid, said that his knee is feeling okay and he expects to be at full health today. Back to you, and we'll send it away. And right after this
commercial,
the NBA tips off.
Even the thing is with the NBA,
and then you get a Toyota commercial.
the thing that's so annoying with the NBA is that other sports just do it fine. You can be like the MLB where you put the exact time you're starting. 7:08. Well, do that.
Yes, or change like the NFL. When
oh boy,
last season.
There
Yeah.
No, I'm so happy about it. Where the last season with the NFL, I didn't realize they did this. I didn't see any news about it. They just started on time. I was late to watch it. I was like, wait, what? They started it was 1:00 and the ball kicked off at 1:00. I was like, what? What's going on? I was like, whoa, that was a fluke. The next week, the same thing. I work at the Browns games. The next week, the same thing happened. I'm like, whoa, this is amazing.
You're ensuring what you want, what the people are expecting.
Yes, and it's so easy. If it's the NBA, just say it tips off at 7:41. Just say that.
It's
Yeah,
that
just
easy.
like Matt said, like the MLB.
Yeah, I mean the other actually, what I was gonna get to is kind of like a different point of what you're talking about like how like starting games.
It's so easy to do, and
But they make it so complicated.
yeah.
Anyway, our next thing here, or do you have another point?
Yeah, another point of like the viewing experience is of how many like if you want to watch every single game or like be able to like at least even just for one team, you need to be able to view it on Amazon Prime, on NBC, on TNT, ESPN. Like there's so many. Yeah, I think like preseason I saw a stat like you had to spend over like $100 on streaming platforms alone just to be able to have access to every game. And that's not even including like local coverage, which even then it's like different pricing for every region. And I feel like that's part of why watching the NBA is so hard to do now, because like they understand that people want to watch, if people want to watch the games, they're going to go spend the money in doing it on different platforms. But having it like, I understand like the national schedule, and like I'm not going to say that's a bad thing because it's not. You want to have like the more headlining games on the bigger channels.
I think it is a bad thing though. Predetermining that where you don't prepare for the possibility that these teams aren't as good as you expect, or the players that you thought were going to be there aren't. I think it's really bad to pre-plan your national games when you could do that. I don't know. So the slot is open. You know you need to put a game there, but you decide it whenever, like a week before.
Yeah, I guess that I was about to say that's how old NBA felt, and it was felt good.
We're not higher ups. Like I guess we don't know like how much planning needs to go into, but I'm sure it can't be. You could do it 3 weeks out, and I'm sure it'd be okay.
I'm sure it like goes by like what network wants what, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I remember
we gotta get through these.
We got like a couple minutes left.
All right.
So, too many 3-pointers was another one I saw. I think
that's the dynamic
only,
of the game.
The only issue I have with this is when it's in insane amount when you get to the 40s and 50s and they're not making anything. I think that's when it's unwatchable.
Cavs.
Yeah, the Cavs at the start of the season. I
The
think
Celtics the last couple
that
years.
is the only problem I have when there's 3-pointers. I think when it's going down, I'm not like, oh man, they're shooting 3-pointers. What's happened to the game I love? Like, I don't know. I'm not like that. I don't get why people complain about it. It's some part of the game. Deal with it. It's not that bad. Stoppage for free throws. That's something I constantly complain about. I hate when a foul's called. You know who the foul's on instantly, and then they wander around. Why?
Yeah.
It takes like a minute per free throw. I'm not joking. Per free throw, because you have your routine, whatever, pass the ball in, you know. It shouldn't take that long. You know who the foul was on.
Just automatically
Get on the line.
Yeah.
There should be a penalty if you don't get to the line on time. I'm not even joking. They I don't know, give the other team a technical free throw, or you just don't get your free throws. Boo hoo! That free throw's gone.
This is literally not an issue in college ball.
Or like a count.
Yeah, literally, just give.
Because I mean, that's what they did. For example, going back to another sport, MLB with the pitching, how they would take so long, they give them a count, so they wouldn't take so long.
I mean, the NFL has a clock that runs every play to make sure it's not just slow.
All right.
Yeah.
And then tickets to games are more expensive than ever.
This is a thing all around that just you can't really fix because, I mean, you can fix it, but like they're probably not going to. I hope they get more affordable.
Yeah. I don't know. There's really not much.
I
the
think
resellers.
The only thing that can fix this is eventually when the kids that are watching now grow up and they can't afford it. What's the point of them? Like their kids aren't going to be able to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's where it gets fixed because they're like, oh, not as many people are coming to the games and we're not maximizing our money.
Not hopefully, but like the way it fixes itself is that people just stop going.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, because prices are just
rules, laws of supply and demand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then refs seeming incompetent at times. Punish refs. That's really the only way you could do it.
I think the thing, like, I feel like they're so stubborn with refs, where
they think that the refs are like all good, all powerful.
it's almost like they don't realize that they can get other refs. You can hire other refs. You don't have to stick with the same people.
They can't, because they tried that after the lockout. It was like before after lockout season, where the refs, like I don't think it's actually a union, but like the refs association just sat out. Like they didn't get the contracts that they wanted. They brought in different refs, and that caused the lockout season.
Yeah,
from
no,
the
but
players.
I mean, like, actually think about it, because like, not like, because that was caused by contract disputes. Where I think if you genuinely just aren't good at your job and you can't see certain calls when you should have been there. Like, let's say you're the baseline umpire and someone steps out of bounds and you just didn't see it. Get called out for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get like something gets put on your record. Like we know MLB umpires are tracked for their accuracy. And I'm sure you can do that with the NBA.
Oh, you can.
Someone watches a game back, see how many accurate calls they make.
We need fines. We need some sort of punishment.
And that's all.
Have them talk to media. And that's all we have for today's NBA rant episode.
Oh, wow.
It was a bit of a quick one, but
We hate the NBA.
we hate you, NBA. We hate you, Adam
We
Silver.
hate you, Adam Silver.
We hate the business of the NBA.
But-
All right.
We love the
We hate
I love
the
the
gambling.
We love Sam Merrill.
Bam skip ball.
Bam, skip ball.
All right.
We love to
Anyway,
breathe.
You've been listening to Quarter by Quarter. I've been your host, Mitch Kobe, joined by Sean Wick, Juan Ariano,
Hello, everyone.
Matt Willis,
I'm not a host.
Ty Paul. We'll see
Deuces.
you in 2 weeks,
Goodbye.
and the NBA will be completely perfect.